All right, let's do we want to tell them that we've been going for 20 minutes before we realize we're live.
Go ahead.
Oh,
I am not gay. I have relationships with women, sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
God damn, Gary. Some serious gourmet shit. What flavor is this? That's right, it's the all-hell medium roast private blend. Check out the Geek Grind Coffee Nerdrotic page for our other options like the Decadent, Feathers of Liberty, vanilla-infused flavored coffee. Or if you're looking for something darker, try the Dark Roast F&T blend of the Fellowship. You know what? Just buy all three. GeekGrindCoffee.com. Use discount code NERDROTIC. Huzzah!
Nerdrotic.com.
Deja vu. I feel like I've done this before, very recently.
Okay, all right. I'll take ownership. All right. We went live literally 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Had a whole show. And I realized it's not live. What's going on?
You've been doing a show for 20 fucking minutes, people.
It was a good damn show.
We're
You guys
like,
missed it. You guys
yeah,
missed
how
it.
come nobody's saying hi back to me in the chat? What this maybe it's broken. No,
sorry.
we went live for 20 minutes. I don't know what I thought I hit the button too. So
Yeah.
hello there. He's Chris Gore, you know him, he's big nerd, was on G4. Wait, he's Chris Gore. He's Quarter Black Garrett, and I'm Gary from Nerdrotic. That's our introductions. That's it. Because wait, fuck, you missed one of the best live streaming ever.
It was so
That will never be seen.
Man, it was so good.
I learned what a nooner is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked about elves.
We did. We talked about black elves. We talked about prey. We talked about polyamorous, non-binary butt fucking.
That's right.
Yep, we did. And now it's all just gone.
It's gone to the winds.
The winds. Dust in the wind. You're my boy, Blue.
You're my boy.
So what do we want to start again? I guess what? Yeah, get that video ready. We could talk because Chris was talking about. I guess he didn't see my video.
Well,
about the dwarf of color.
Right. Wait, did you do a video on that?
I totally did.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude.
It's okay. 400,000 people have already watched it. So
okay. Yeah.
No, apparently a bunch of people didn't get the notifications on Sunday, so I'm not surprised at all. And it still did really well. And it got hit twice with copyright claims.
It did.
24 hours. We won them both. Fuck you, Amazon. Well, I had to change something, but you can. See, that's the thing. It didn't really matter. I didn't need to have that song in there, that horrible fucking Twilight song in there.
So bad.
So I just found some dumb YouTube song and it's just as bad. I mean, you know. But yes, we defeated Amazon twice. They tried to hit me on the CBS clip and they blocked it in Japan for a little while. Sorry, Ginger Ninja. But it's unblocked. Now
I think our Japan audience is like 1%. It's just Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja. I'm pretty sure it's just him. So, and unless anybody out there is from Japan in the chat, what's up? I like manga. Kind of. A little. So yeah, let's you got that video ready?
I got it. Let's
just
go
get right into it. And while you're doing that, I should say hello to Itchy Fingers. Hello, Bastard. Hello. I've already said hello to you, by the way. You just don't know that.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Wolverine Snicked. Just another red shirt. What's up? Barrel Teeter. Dread Star. What's up? Paul Taylor. Eddie P. Jay Dolacine. Ever see Dolomite? That's a fucking good movie.
Dolomite, yeah.
52 movies a year. What's up? It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. We are oddballs. We are odd and we have balls. So there we go.
That's correct.
TJ Mullen, Craig B, Paul Taylor, Booner Boyd. I'm still waiting for Scrody McBooger Balls to show up.
That was the best screen name I've ever seen.
I can't believe I said that without just dying. Yeah, I'm like, I read a quote and I'm all Scrody McBooger balls. I'm like, what?
Scrody, and you said it so like deadpan too, which I think is
yes.
almost
Like, that was pure luck. That was just pure luck. Because I'm always like, I'm always mispronouncing something, and I just don't care. I just don't care. Yeah, but for what Amazon did, I am definitely going to do like two more videos just for what they did, trying to ding us twice, and we know why. Because like I've gotten away with all that shit in all of my videos. All of a sudden now it's a problem. Okay. I know what's up. The attacks,
trying to cool the herd. I see
the attacks have ramped up on all fandom as is it Call Me Kato or Chato?
I think it's called Chato.
Chato. Dude, that video was great.
That video, it sums up everything we've said over the last 4 years beautifully. Like we're gonna play a part of it here, and I'm getting that guy on Friday Night Tights. A lot of people.
I was thinking the same thing.
A lot of people have requested. We are going to reach out to him and get him on FNT ASAP. And yeah, holy shit, was that a good video? I was like cheering. I've watched it 3 times. It just it makes
so on point.
Oh,
the entire time I'm like, I'm waiting for him to say something that's like off base, but I was like, no, it's on point. Yeah. Every single thing he said.
The fact of the matter is, as he says, this was and is our playground. As he says, it's our fucking hood. And these
fuck off
and posers and activists has come in and fuck off. You can all fuck off if you want to come in, and we've all said this before. If you want to, we're about sharing shit. We like, if you haven't seen or read Lord of the Rings, I will talk you into watching it and reading it, even if you're not a fantasy fan. That was my fucking job for 10 years, was to talk you into reading stories you were like, I don't know. So
yeah,
and oh my god, it's so weird. At the comic shop, if there's anybody out there, I was accused of liking too much. Because it was such a good fucking era. I love that your boy Zach is like reading comics from the era I was selling. Okay, because I guess he missed them all, like the Ultimates and Wolverine Enemy of the State. He's like, these are pretty good. Yeah, they were fucking great.
Wolverine Enemy of the State is really good.
It's fucking awesome shit.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, from 2003 to 2000, like I'll even say 11. Fucking comics were great. Like they were doing great things, different things. That's what, that's when The Boys came out, and, just there was a bunch of cool stuff, and people were still being heroic, by the way. They would take them down a little darker, but then they would still be heroic. They wouldn't be, fucking chewed out. Now you saw it creeping in, especially with Greg Rucka, who fucking is overrated as hell. I just can't stand that guy. And some Brian K. Vaughan stuff. And yeah, you saw it creeping in, but for the most part, Mark Millar was just about like kicking ass.
Yeah, he was kicking ass at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, literally kicking ass.
Yes.
Kick ass.
Yes. Yeah.
And that kind of took off a lot of stuff. That's kind of where I first knew about him, is like this guy that wrote this movie that I was into. And I was like, whoa. I read the book, and then I started reading all of his other stuff, like Nemesis was a cool like one-off. I'm like, damn, this guy's kicking it. Yeah, good shit.
Dude.
There were so many good comics during that era.
Secret Service, which Kingsman is based on.
Yes.
which is a fucking damn good book. His Millar World, early Millar World stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome, dude. Even Wanted.
Yes, I love Wanted.
Yeah.
The movie and the book, even though they're
I don't know if you read
completely
any of this stuff, Chris, but it was good. Yeah, and I highly recommend it.
I have not. It's my comic history is kind of like mixed in the sense of like there were eras where like I read everything. I read like 60s Marvel, you know, and early 70s Marvel, then fell off, you know, and then, you know, 80s kind of came back when Dark Knight Returns happened and Crisis on Infinite Earths and Watchmen, you know, like that was like, to me, that was like a, I don't, you can't call it a golden era, but it was just like a resurgence of like, wow, like comics are for adults. Like these are adult. I mean, you know, you were around then. So,
yep.
Yeah.
What's up, European lore? Go check out his channel. Good stuff, guys.
Great.
All over the Rings
Great
of Power
channel.
stuff. Knows what the hell he's talking about. He's from Europe. He can roll his R's properly. I can't.
Lord.
I can't even speak my mother tongue properly. Kicked out of 3 high schools, but at least I know a dude can't have a baby.
oh my
There we
God.
go.
You
Mhm.
bigot.
That's how we're starting out. Yeah. So yeah, if you got those videos, let's get to the Rings of Girl Power. The Rings of Power. God, that
here it is.
article from day before yesterday gave me a headache. I'm recording it right now, and I miss my punching bag. I used to have like in San
You should
Francisco, I
get
had a
one,
punching
yeah.
bag, and I would go out and I just beat the shit out of my punching bag for a half an hour. I got to get a new one here.
Yeah, throw it in the garage.
Yeah.
So this one's not too bad. It's just kind of vapid actors talking about themselves.
The one on the
It's-
left, I mean, is good casting, right? That's your
This
one
guy-
good.
yeah.
There's one good casting in here. Isildur looks like a did, bruh. Like
It's like I'm about to hit the waves,
I'm gonna
Chad.
hit the waves, and then I'm gonna like roll some big ass buds and find some Bettys later, bruh. And then there's this fucking fake sister right in the middle she's an architect and a scientist and she's probably
I
gonna
was
be like,
trying to.
she's gonna be
figure
a
out who that is.
Numenorean forensic scientist or some bullshit
Oh
like that.
my
'Cause we need
god,
women
she's
in
gonna be
STEM.
like a Black Panther's sister.
Totally.
She's like in a
Totally.
super science. She's gonna be smarter than
Oh,
Isildur.
you know it, and she straight up says we needed to female up the family or whatever. It's like fucking God. By the time this is done, every dude is gonna want woman. They're all gonna be Ryan by the time this is all done. It's just gonna be, I'll just get in my kitchen and make me a sandwich. I mean, like it is pushing shit back because it's just insufferable.
It's
People
so
are getting
bad.
pissed off. Ladies, I'm sorry. I really am. You know, you have agency. You know what? A woman's story could develop through a male character, and like you can like Gail Simone's term, fridging. You can still do it. You can tell whatever fucking story you want. There are no fucking rules. Hollywood's putting rules on themselves based on these activists, and it's going to kill them. It's going to absolutely kill them.
Like the Bechdel test, it was a joke.
Like
The original Bechdel test was a joke. They
leftist
even said it.
lesbian who made it up said it was a joke.
She even said, like, I don't even watch movies
I don't even
that
go
way.
by my own. That yeah.
Like, what?
It's not like Gary, like in Game of Thrones. One of the great things about Game of Thrones, we were talking about it like before. We're talking about it when we thought we were live for 20 minutes. But like one of the great things about Game of Thrones was even like little side characters, major characters, you didn't know who was going to die next. I mean, it was like the death count on that show is insane. Are they going to kill off any of these characters? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I mean, like everybody, sorry, spoilers. Most of the Numenorians die. Okay, most of them do. There's a bunch who get off, but yeah, they Queen Tar Miriel dies a horrible drowning death at the end because Numenor is the Atlantis. They said it a million times, and they're like, "This is the Numenorian Atlantis." Well, last time I checked, Atlantis is a myth, but it's not really, and it's sunk into the ocean. Stay tuned for another show, and I will go into detail how Atlantis is our mother civilization.
Yes.
It's just a myth based on our mother civilization. And there are some people doing some great work out there that's being ignored Well, not by many. Actually, the Joe Rogan interview of Randall Carlson has millions and millions of views. But
did you see the Sam Tripoli interview? He talks about that. He talks about our civilizations that existed way before, like tens of thousands of years ago.
Yes.
Like advanced civilizations. They still don't know what the pyramids do. I mean, one of the theories is that it was a power generator. It generated electricity.
Yep. Not a single hieroglyphic has ever been found inside a pyramid. Right. Not a single body has ever been found inside the Great Pyramids.
What we all assume are tombs.
Well,
right.
And remember, the Sahara is only like 5,000 years old. The desert, it's only 5,000 years old.
So
it used to be lush lakes, green, everything.
Exactly. So
water erosion on the Sphinx, man. It's rain.
Yeah.
And then Randall Carlson goes into detail about how the crust of the earth blows based on weight. So when there's 2 miles of ice over Canada, all over the whole northern part of Canada and the United States, and it melts like really fast, the ground is pressed down and it presses up. But the ground around the globe, there's other places where it has to make up for it. So it will either go down or up the same amount. And it's I forgot what the term was, but it's like when you sit in a chair and you get up from the chair and your chair bows back up, the crust does the same fucking thing. So it's crazy. It's crazy. There's so much we don't know. Archaeology is guessing, and a lot of it's just fucking wrong. But I digress. Let's get in the Rings of Power. Let's you want to hear this one first? We can hear this one first.
Do we want to watch this
light shit first?
Yeah. It gets. It's kind of funny. I like the gradient of this article because it really does. It starts off with kind of like, oh, we're actors talking about our characters, to
and I love how the son doesn't look anything like the dad.
nothing
at all.
I was very scared, but also I think JD and Patrick were so compassionate and caring with and gave me the space to feel safe to explore and create the character of Isildur. And you meet Isildur at a crossroads.
In other words, make shit up.
He wants to fulfill his father's dream and become like a ship's captain. But he also wants to explore the world and find himself, which I think
you can do that when you're a ship's captain. I think that's what ship's captains do.
You can find yourself doing a lot of stuff because it's just up here. You're not going to find yourself running around. Well, sometimes it just takes one trip to the desert on acid,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. A lot of young people do and want to do. He leaves a little bit of a path of destruction wherever he goes.
Of course,
always annoying his sister. But there's an undercurrent of sadness with the family because they're also dealing with the death of their mother and father's wife.
How about their society? How about the death of their fucking society? That's I mean, like, if we're going into that time period, they're well into it. They're well into the division. That, mom dying, cool, but like, oh, our whole world is like about to crumble fucking down because we've got this really bad shit going on. Adult Pretenders. And what? Yes, he's got a sister. Yes, they made up a sister.
Tolkien never wrote or never said he didn't have one.
Out there, like, just dying. I can see him because I was when I first heard it. Yeah, dude. Now, was it necessary to invent a sister? No, absolutely not.
No.
That, like, they've come out and said they're trying to improve Tolkien. Go on, Chris. Sorry.
No, I just a real quick comment that maybe only you and I will get, Gary, and that's why I love doing this show with you, is because I can count on you're going to get all my references. But it kind of like reminds me of like when a property has been around too long and they start to add stupid shit to it, like dogs
and dogs,
or like
the dropping the cousin.
Oliver. When Cousin Oliver joined the Brady Bunch, that's when it was over because they were no longer cute. They all like the actual original 6 Bradys. They all grew up and they started to look, older and awkward looking. So they had to bring in Cousin Oliver. And this is what it reminds me of with like, they're just throwing in characters like, I don't know. They have a nephew, a cousin, and none of it has any meaning. And it's not you don't care about it. But like that happens in comics, you know, it happens in like TV series that go on for past their prime. Although I would argue that the Yvonne Craig Batgirl was an incredible addition to the original 66 Adam West Batman TV series. She was awesome. But yeah, jumping the Balrog, that's great. Yeah, it's just one of those things when a series gets like that, like in however form, that's when you know it's over. It's like, I don't care about that. Like you've been saying, Gary, for the longest time, and I love that you say this. Just make a Batman TV show. Just make he's a detective. It's like, you know, you're solving like whatever for that episode, whatever the big issue is. Maybe there's a season-long arc of something happening, which could have been like the Riddler, the Robert Pattinson, the Batman could have easily just been a Batman TV show. It should have been a television series, and that was the season-ending arc, right? That sort of a long-winded ending that would seem tacked on. But like, yeah, like just make a Batman TV. We don't care about the cousins and this or Alfred, although someone was berating me lately because of Pennyworth. I have no interest in seeing an entire series about Alfred. I could give a shit. But was it good? I don't know.
There are things that are good that we have no interest in. Like none whatsoever. Like I know some people like Prey, and that's fine. Right. You could like it. I did not. I thought it was completely overpraised. I think it was really like at best average, but not really. And super filled with a lot of female empowerment. They absolutely followed up on their promise without a doubt. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I agree. Like, but we're seeing this, and it's like it's you know, like DC's like, we've got a 10-year plan, and we're gonna stick with 2 Ezra Millers and it's like fucking what
moron
Superman in a movie. That's what we want. We don't give a fuck about anybody else. You can bring everybody else in once you establish Superman and Batman, but if you think you're gonna establish your universe, even with like a decent Dr. Fate or The Rock playing Black Adam about 12 years too late. I mean, what was somebody complaining about Cavill's getting too old? How fucking old is The Rock?
No, dude, okay, Cavill's what, 39?
Steroided out. That dude just took 20 years off his life.
Yeah, I think he's 39. He's almost 40.
So anymore.
Okay, by the way, Robert Downey Jr., when he accepted the role, he was 42 years old. Robert Downey Jr. was 42 when he started playing Iron Man. By the end, he was like, what? I think he's 56 now. Like, who gives a shit? All the good Marvel beefcake male actors, they're all in their 40s, right? I mean, except for I think Chris Hemsworth is 38. I mean, you know, I don't know. I think that's a stupid, small-minded way of putting it. I think Batman is kind of is really built to be a television show. I think it would really work as a TV show. I mean, Superman can also, but just make a Henry Cavill Superman movie. It seems so easy. It's so obvious. It's so right in front of our eyes.
Oh, we got 2 Ezra Millers and Batgirl and Supergirl. Are they going to keep the Batgirl connection even though they're not going to do the movie?
And Michael Keaton, and there's a reason.
You still have the Michael Keaton in both.
There's a reason Michael Keaton didn't get a bunch of work, and it wasn't because he was fucking Batman. It's because he was a dick. He was a fucking dick. He was a dick to work with. He's still a dick to work with. That's like, that is no fucking secret at all. That is like, he was a big star for a while. And then people got sick of him because he was a dick, and he's still a dick. That's it. He doesn't even fucking watch this shit. He doesn't even fucking care. He's like, I've never finished any of the fucking movies I'm in. Well, fuck you then. Fuck you. I'd rather get somebody else who gives a shit. Christian Bale gave more of a shit.
Yeah.
I don't think you would have had a third Dark Knight film if not for Christian Bale pushing Christopher Nolan. But real quick on Prey, you brought up Prey, Gary, and I think the reason it's getting praised is because, first of all, I don't think it's great. I think it's like, it has its moments for sure. The thing that bugs me the most is that the lead actress talks like she's from Burbank, California in present day. You know, she's like
that. Yes,
that like, bugs me.
Totally, I'm like hunting and everything, and like you can't, and like okay.
Yeah,
words like won't, can't, don't, didn't. these weren't words that translated into most languages, to be honest with you.
Exactly. And whatever you think about Black Panther, I love the idea that everybody speaks in these African accents. Like
because it makes sense.
It makes sense. Like they
Totally.
should have had they should have just done the whole thing in Comanche subtitled is what I think. But Prey, the reason it's getting overpraised is because one, it doesn't suck. I think that's it. And everyone's expectation was, and it's like, look, it doesn't suck. Is it great? No. Does it suck? No. So we've been numbed so much by so much garbage, so much. And I blame a lot of like Disney Plus Marvel series for this. It's like everything is just so average.
The lead is hot. Don't forget that people will simp out over that too.
No, yeah, well, I guess so. And some of the action is really good. Actually, I got to give it credit for that. Like that, the action in it was good. I like the premise. I like the concept. The
concept's really cool.
Yeah, it's
a really cool idea.
There's a lot of cool things about it, and it doesn't suck. But it's also, is it great? No. And this is where we're at. It's just like most things are just meh. Right, it's the things that suck, which are actually kind of fun to dunk on. That's really fun to dunk on. Like,
come on, guys. There is some simping out going on Twitter. Don't even deny it. Don't even deny it. I'm seeing all these and the art's good. I'm not gonna the art's really good, and like she's cute. She was cute in Legion. She was in Legion, by the way.
Right.
And yeah, she just doesn't act very much because she if you watch Legion, she probably has 4 lines in 2 seasons. And she's got about 9 lines in this one. It's not a lot. It's more than 9, but it's not a ton. But there is some serious simping going on Twitter with her. Come on. It's okay. It's okay. You're guys. I understand.
You know what would have been a cool story, though? Instead of having this female protagonist that's I'm going to be a hunter like all the boys. If it was a story about a Comanche female woman that is a mother and her whole squad gets taken out, all of her hunters get taken out by this predator, and she has to take care of 2 kids, and she has to get out, and she has to use all of her female like Ripley. She has to use all of her female powers, being caring, but then also protective and getting away from this predator, and obviously in the end defeating the predator. That would be a great story. That would be a great female actual female empowerment. But that's not what they were going after. They're going after I'm a man. I can do what men can do. And I don't need no man. And that's not what reality is.
The Predator is an Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie. That's all it is. And it's just been a bunch of cheap ass copies since. With varying degrees of badness and mediocreness. I misspoke. I think in my last Predators is better than this. I think Predators, I would watch it again over Prey, over fucking Prey. Predator 2 is better than Prey. I would definitely watch
Alien versus Predator.
And The Predator is one of the greatest fucking movies ever made. And you can't copy it because it's a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie. That's all it is. And it was something that was really different at the time. I don't know about you, Chris, the cross genre aspect of it. When I walked out, I was fucking blown away. I was like, holy shit.
It starts off as an action movie. Then it turns into a sci-fi movie. Then it's a horror sci-fi movie in the end. What?
Yeah. I love that aspect.
And then you had Aliens and that. And, I know Razorfist doesn't like Aliens. I love Aliens. I love Alien and Aliens. I don't know which one I like better. And I don't have to choose. That's the beauty of, I don't have to. I can just like them both. But I would have loved to have seen a proper Alien versus Predator. That would have been fun in the right hands. But here we go. We should probably listen to this clip now.
Exciting part for me is that there are these signposts on the way that Tolkien has written, but he hasn't actually fleshed out these characters to the extent that the other characters are in the Lord of the Rings books. And so just being given the opportunity to begin to imagine what he might be like, personify what he might sound like, I'm just very excited as to where this character goes, because he has to get to Middle Earth at some point, perhaps, we think, and forge the last alliance of elves and men. So that journey arc is an exciting one to go on.
It's pretty short.
Okay. These characters aren't fleshed out.
Here we go.
They're not fleshed out. They're fleshed out. They're fleshed out as much as they need to be, and there is plenty out there already. Now, I don't know what the rules are of IP. It must be awfully murky when you're just going off of appendices, right? But like they're fleshed out. You can figure there's enough there to create a character on, and we were filming a lot on location. Things like I'm a bad dad, because I promise you, he will be a bad dad. He will be a fucking bad dad. And that's just not the case. He'll be like every dad will be a dick. Every white guy will be a dick or incompetent, and everybody else will be just amazing.
Yep. So competent. Look at me. I'm a scientist. I'm an architect.
We were filming a lot on location, so I actually thought that we were going to be working with a green screen a lot of the time, and so there's such a testament to the crew. Truly takes a village, and they kind of built. Is
this Bilbo Eilish? What is her look here? What is
it's female Frodo and female Sam, because these creative geniuses, showrunners decided to insert hobbits into the Second Age when they played no part in the story, because they didn't think the audience would identify enough or think it's a Lord of the Rings thing without hobbits. So they just made some up, which goes against everything Tolkien has said in the past about his own fucking story. There are multiple quotes that he would gouge your eyes out with his fucking pipe.
He was like notorious about that. Notoriously very kind of cranky about anybody changing his stuff. Editors editing his works. He was not happy about that. But all these people, all these creatives now, after he's passed away, after his son's passed away, all of them saying, yeah, this is exactly what Tolkien would love. He wants people to mess with all of his whole world that he worked his entire life building. No, you're full of shit.
It's the foundation, literally, and the groundwork for us. And so you see so much of them on screen, even though you may not physically see them. And they built all of these sets for us. They made them as real as possible, and we were able to just go in and just react to that, really. So that was super exciting. And yeah, I mean, who knows? You might see some action sequences.
Yeah.
Some Harfoot titty.
Spoiling anything.
That's what I was waiting to hear. Just kidding.
How are they? So they're doing. Why are they doing all these interviews a month before the show comes out? Is it because, I mean, this is weird that so much of this press is so far in advance of the debut of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's one thing, a couple weeks before you kind of hold it. A lot of this stuff is shot in advance, and then they hold it for release week where they're doing a ton of. If they're doing this much now, what's going to happen the week of release other than 9,000 videos that we're going to make? I might even watch this show. I might even watch a show and do a video.
Oh, dude, you have to. If you're a content creator,
yeah,
you have to. Okay. If you are in the pop culture sphere, I'm not going to use the word fucking space sphere. I can't use their language. You have to. If you're a nerd, try it. And like, hey, my heart goes out. It really does to the Wheel of Time fans. You have all my respect. I don't know anything about the book, so I wasn't going to cover it. But like, you guys were like the canary in the coal mine. You're like, hey, Lord of the Rings fans, you're fucked. Yes. It's panic marketing. I think it is. I have no. I can't prove it, but it certainly seems like it. And usually, if something quacks like a duck, it's a fucking duck, right? And I think they know they're getting pummeled right now, and I'm positive things will change in season 2, but I don't think it'll matter if it's a flop, and it takes 2 fucking years to come out. That's the other thing with streaming services, that I don't know if Hollywood's going to be able to quote unquote train the viewer to do that outside of a huge tentpole like Stranger Things. that people are already locked in. But like, look at the damage it did to Doctor Who towards the end. Look, like even more than it sucking. Look what it did to Westworld. Look what it did to Altered Carbon. All these other streaming shows that took 2 years. Outside of Game of Thrones, it doesn't work. You lose probably 30% of your audience automatically just because they forget. I don't know. I think they're fucked. I think they're truly fucked. And good. This is what we needed. We needed a failure this big. And Zaslav canceling Batgirl. It's like they are still going on and on about it. Like this freaks a lot of people out. Like, dude, we knew this shit was going to happen. Now, did I know they would cancel a fully completed movie? No, that's insane. But like, maybe if they listened to us earlier,
Yeah. Or listen to us right now and just cancel all of the movies that you have on docket right now.
Oh yeah, that DC,
just get rid of all of them.
If DC wants to survive, I mean, cancel them all or just throw them all on HBO Max and give them a little like Elseworlds. Put a little Elseworlds thing right on that and just move on.
Do the Superman Batman movie, World's Finest.
Yeah, World's Finest,
and restart from there.
Yep, there was a great comic called World's Finest that was around for a long time, and then another.
You guys own it. You guys own it. So
came out called Superman Batman by Jeff Loeb. Which was fantastic. It like started out fantastic. Michael Turner did some work in it. Like, cannot recommend it enough. It's so fucking good. There's some really good Supergirl stuff in it. Yeah.
Look at
that. There's so much source material that they could make something great, or they can just continue what Snyder picked up. Yeah, and just have
stumbling and stumbling and stumbling.
And you could bring in like Aquaman and even fucking Ray Fisher Cyborg, but not Flash. No Flash. Somebody at my front door.
Ellen Page Flash. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's hear this one.
What I would love is for everybody to come on the journey where those two worlds collide and where we don't change anything, but we interpret everything in incredible, unique.
What? Wait. Gary, look at the look on his face. I don't even look at it. Just look at his face.
What is this bitch saying?
Brow. He is thinking I'm fucked. You got to do a thing with a word balloon above his head or something. Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is gold. This is like content creator gold. You just go, thank you. I don't know what I did right, but thank you.
God.
Okay.
To wear the bra on the underside.
Anything. We're just completely reinterpreting it. Then
in such a unique way.
That's changing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So this thing, so it says, so I guess the title of this video is It Means Absolutely Everything. Sophia Namved on bringing representation to Tolkien fantasy. Has bringing representation to things been a good marketing move? I feel like it's only to placate like woke journalists. That's kind of like what
the industry. Yeah.
It's like basically giving a hand job to the media. That's what the studio is doing, or just like basically placating their concerns. But as a marketing tool to just normal people or fans, it's a losing strategy. There are plenty of things that have representation where they don't even point it out because it's unnecessary to do so. It's just, this is a good character. We don't give a shit. So them doing this is just, it's virtue signaling bullshit. That's what this is.
If they wouldn't point it out like this, nobody would give a crap.
No one.
If she came out and she actually had a beard like she's supposed to have, people would not care. You know, I have some people going like, well, technically there probably wouldn't be a dark skin dwarf that lives underground away from the sun. Like that doesn't quite make any sense. But ultimately, it's whenever they come out and say it's all about representation and all of these different things. It's like, that's not why we go to watch Lord of the Rings. We go to watch Lord of the Rings. It's a fantasy movie. Fantasy. Right. I don't know if you know the word fantasy, but it's not reality. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to have fun and watch a story about heroes fighting villains, good and evil. That's what matters. It does not mean absolutely everything.
No. We need to get back to a place where if it's done, it's done. If it's actually the best person for the job, fantastic, great, whatever. There's certain characters that I don't think you should ever do that to, like Batman, Superman, Professor X, Magneto, you know, things like that. In Tolkien's lore, here and they definitely did it here and there, and I don't know how much she's actually in the series.
I'm guessing she's not in it that much.
She sings to Mithril. She sings to find Mithril, so her song will help them find the Mithril in the mines. That's her job.
You know, I've watched the trailer over and over and over and over and over because I edit the videos, right? So I'm like pulling clips, so I'm watching it over and over and getting different shots. She's in the trailers like a split second. There's some trailers that don't even have her in it at all. So I don't even know if this character is going to be that big of a deal. I think that's why she's like really playing it up. She's like, this is the biggest thing ever, and it's a huge moment for everybody, and I'm so glad to be a part of this huge moment in history. When she's not even going to be that big.
I did notice on my unfortunate second viewing of Thor, Matt Guy, sorry, Quarterback Garrett, that the sword, the Necro sword, had a female voice.
What?
It did.
It did.
It did.
I didn't even notice that.
In the very beginning, it's like, come to me. That's doing that, and it's definitely a female voice. Now,
first black
in later, but
female
like,
sword.
It's the first black
history.
female sword in history. I was like, oh no, but you never know. And like, if the ring has a female voice, I would not be shocked at all when it eventually comes in. Let's keep in mind, they said this series is going to be about the forging of the Rings of Power, the fall of Numenor, and the War of the Last Alliance, all in one series, and none of this happens in season 1. So they have to do it in 4 seasons.
God.
Gonna be shit.
Way. It means absolutely everything. It is everything. It is everything for people of color. It is everything.
I need you to go back.
I'm going to go back. Yeah,
because I need to hear that again.
Absolutely.
His reaction.
His face.
His reaction.
It's so good.
Yeah, listen to her. Look at him.
Everything. It is everything. It is everything for people of color. It is everything to progress forward in the film and television industry, to be doing something of this scale and to be positioned, as Princess Disa, as a
God,
woman
please
of
stop
color,
talking.
as a mother, is exactly what our industry and what this incredible piece of television needs. Everyone was cast because they were the absolute best person for the role.
Bullshit.
And to be
Bullshit.
Really?
Bullshit.
Really?
Bullshit. I got a inclusivity and diversity mandate for you that says otherwise. You are the best person of your shade of pigment for the job. How does that's gotta feel like shit, dude? Ultimately, that's gotta feel like shit.
Yeah, that's just, yeah. And also, if she had never mentioned any of this stuff, if they didn't market it this way and we saw the show, we probably could have come away with a different opinion. Now you've already sort of preset it up to like,
yeah, right.
She's talking
exactly.
about look, she's not solving world hunger. She's not curing cancer. She plays a dwarf on a fucking TV show. What you're doing is not super important. This is the thing that really bugged me just when I first moved to Los Angeles back in the early 90s. Like, just when I got to know people in the industry, I'm like, and I just used to think, you're so full of shit because you think what you're doing is so important. It's no more or less important than a plumber or just somebody, doing a job. Like, this is not a more important thing.
Yeah.
And it's just that attitude has always bugged me. It's always bugged me.
Well, and when you make a piece of art and it becomes important, it's not really the art, it's what happens after that. Whenever Star Wars comes out, it becomes something important because so many people connect to it and make it important. It's not before you. That's the problem now, is that all these like Marvel movies and Star Wars movies and now this Rings of Power, they come out in the beginning and say, it's important, we're saving lives, it's important. But none of it is actually important because it doesn't have lasting impact in reality.
Exactly. It really is about the reaction of the audience and how the audience responds. And if they connect to the material in some way, how it affects. And then also if it like, if it surpasses the time that it came out, right? Like if it ages well, if it like, why are we still talking about the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies? Right. They're timeless. They're classics. They're people, you can just like, you can watch this, you can watch it a decade from now and create new fans who will want to read the books when they get around to downloading the Audible versions of them. I'm speaking of myself personally, but you know what I'm saying? It's like it's almost like they're trying to tell the audience how they should feel rather than allowing the audience to take away from it what they will. And like when you look at like things that a lot of times people don't know what's going to be successful. You just don't know, right? Like you can look like these things are the things that traditionally work, more traditional storytelling, these things that resonate, these things that like are common to most people. That's a weird aside, Gary, but I watched the movie Luck that's on Apple TV Plus. And there was a weird thing that kind of stood out and bugged me. And I want you to tell me if I'm off base on this. So one, I can report to you that Luck is pretty bland and mediocre, and there's nothing wrong with the animation. It's nothing. I mean, it's really good. This is the first thing from Skydance, and John Lasseter's involved. He's just on as a producer. He's not the director. He's not the writer. The weakest thing about this is the story. The story is like incredibly weak. If you've seen the trailer, that's the movie, whatever. I'm going to talk about it on my stream later, but there was a weird thing that stood out to me, and it was the weirdest thing. So the lead character is an orphan. She's like 18 years old at an orphanage, and she's leaving. She has a young friend who's also at the orphanage. And the whole theme of this movie is finding your forever family, right? And that thing kind of weirdly stood out to me. Am I off base? Like why it like bugged me? Like, so we're getting rid of like traditional families. So forever families,
forever family.
Yeah. No, that's very what I just showed you. Amazon Studios release inclusion policy and playbook to strengthen ongoing commitment to diverse and equitable representation. It's CRT, and part of that CRT, it goes way beyond that. We all know who runs Hollywood, okay? And there's a gay mafia out there, and it's politicized. It's super politicized. Nothing against the LGBTQ plus WXYZ individual, but we're talking about the politicized as really trying to push a lot of things, including grooming your children, which I mean, it's little things like Groot cross-dressing,
right?
Little baby Groot cross-dressing. I'm not shitting you. That's in the trailer. Yep. It's little things that's being pushed. Their perspective is these are LGBTQ plus voices, and they are that way from birth, which I totally agree. Same with straight people, and we figure it out at certain ages, and then there's an age where it's appropriate, right? The only thing normal people are asking is let's wait till it's an appropriate age to teach anything else. But it's being pushed, and another thing is being pushed is straight up believe the state before your family. The state is your new family. Your family is evil. They might suppress you or hate you or abuse.
They may be bigots.
They're bad. You should get away from your family and trust the state. Trust the teachers over mom and dad. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Reject it in every way possible, no matter how you identify. But that's what it is.
It really stood out as like basically like there was no. It felt off. Like, wait, so your forever family is your real family. So it's the family of the people you discover, not the people you're related to. Like it felt like there was this little subtle message in there and it's really a forgettable thing. Although I will just let people know, and not like I could give a shit, but like I didn't want to pay to see it because I don't have Apple TV Plus. Then I just realized, because I have an Apple credit card, Apple TV Plus is free for the next 3 months in order to promote Luck. They really want people to see Luck. So I just literally said free subscription the next 90 days. So just a little pro tip out there for people, because there's other stuff on Apple TV that I think is pretty decent. But Luck is not one of those things. They're really promoting it like, and I think John Lasseter had very little to do with this. I think that by the time they made the deal, this thing was already like the train had left the station. There's not much he could have done to save this. It's
I have a lot of faith in that guy. And I got to talk to him briefly at Tesla. I didn't like, hey dude, I just showed my support without mentioning he got canceled. I just said, I love everything you do. And yeah, you're great. And he was really nice, and we talked some sports, and
he's a good guy. This is like 20 years ago. I was the program director at the Sonoma Valley Film Festival in Sonoma, California. And John Lasseter loves wine. So he's on the board. So I got to like go to his house and hang out with him. He's just a super cool dude. He's like one of those, like, that Chado like video, what he was talking about. Lasseter is a legit nerd who worked himself into the position where he could actually do something cool. He could make cool shit. What Paul's talking about in that video, and I can't wait to see him on FNT. I feel like he'll fit in really well. What he's talking about in that video are people who are not real nerds, don't understand the material, don't understand what it was like to grow up as a misfit nerd and love all this stuff, never read any of the source material to anything that they're developing as an IP, and they're just corporate fucking put me in a position, I'll be whatever you want me to be, I'll do whatever. And that's the problem, is when you get people that aren't legit connected to the material in some way. It's the difference between like a James Gunn who legit has read every freaking Suicide Squad comic, and then some other journeyman or journeywoman director, whatever. Journeyman can apply to women. It's just that just could just do like whatever you want me to do, I'll just do it. Sure, whatever you say, right? It's the corporate versus like having the true passion and the knowledge and the understanding and coming from that world. And Lasseter is that guy. At least that was the sense that I got. He's just, super pumped about. I mean, Spielberg and Lucas are like that too. Like they're super nerdy dudes, who got to make their dream films.
They're in it for the making of the art, not for the notoriety of I'm a director, I'm a writer, or I'm an actor. They were in these things because they loved doing that thing. It's like when Gary talks about writers and artists that get into the comic book industry that love comic books. They're not trying to use comics as a way to get to something else or to have something on their list of the things I've done. It's because they love comic books and they want to make comic books.
Yeah, I mean, like that's how the MCU started. Kevin Feige was there, but he was there with Favreau, Robert Downey Jr. All of them were hungry. It was also Edgar Wright and Joss Whedon, and they were there. Like, oh my God, we get to start like Marvel Comics cinematically. Let's put Nick Fury in at the end for fun. Yeah. Let's see if it works. And it worked so well. Like, okay, Robert Downey Jr., we need you to reshoot a scene real quick for the end of Hulk. And that's how it started. There was that plan. And as maligned as Iron Man 2 is, by the way, which I would watch 1,000 times over anything in Marvel Phase 4, it set the play for something really fucking cool. That was really cool up until Infinity War. And, give or take a movie. But it was based on just the love and wonder of comic books. And then the activists and the producers and the money men and the marketing came in. And how many times have we seen this through pop culture? If you've been a fan of pop culture your entire life, you've seen this in absolutely everything. It happens to your TV show. Game of Thrones is a great example. Game of Thrones started leaning into crowd reactions on YouTube and big shocking moments instead of being what it was. We saw it with metal bands. Metallica made the fucking Black Album and then Load. It just happens. You have your time, and it gets invaded by the money men, the marketers, the activists, the fucking posers, the tourists, whatever. Everybody who just wants to hitch their wagon on the popularity, but couldn't give a fuck. Couldn't give a fuck. That's why, you know, my pop vinyls comment was purely based on people who just like get a few pop vinyls and like, I'm a total fan now. You know what?
They're a trans fan. It's like you didn't go through any of the experience, like Chris just said, you didn't go through any of the experiences that it takes to be a fan of something or to be a nerd of something, but all of a sudden you want to call yourself a fan. You want to be like, oh, that's my badge.
Without doing the work. I mean,
without
just
doing the work.
And nobody has a problem with you doing the work. We'll help you do the work. We will guide you.
We want you to.
We want you here. We do. But if you come in, okay, this is my analogy. You're dating a nice girl. All right. For us, cis normative, whatever the fuck. We're dating a nice girl. And we finally like, okay, we're going to graduate from having a toothbrush at her house to she's going to move in. And she's always said she's loved you for what you are. And then she gets there and tells you to sell your fucking comic collection. And she wants to paint the house pink. You know, it's like, what? You know, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. They didn't love you for what you are. We're going to pull up. You want find the video. They've never liked us. They being these activists, these posers, these fucking imposters. They've never fucking liked us. They've been what we're going to see in this video. They've always chosen to ignore us. And I was totally cool with that. Or make fun of us. Didn't give a fuck. I loved what I loved. One of my favorite moments in my life is when I just didn't give a fuck about, like, I collect comics. I'll wear a fucking shirt. I don't give a shit. We used to get shit. It wasn't well, I got my ass whooped pretty good for having a Star Wars shirt on one time. But that, like, I was a little kid. So, like, we were the misfits. We were the OG misfits, like real life misfits. Nobody wanted to fucking hang with us. Girls didn't want anything to fucking do with us. And then there was just a point where I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I like what I like, you know? And like, there would be a girl there, but it would be like 1 in 1,000, right?
No, Gary, it was like, I remember going to Comic-Con in the 90s where if there was a girl at Comic-Con, it was like spotting Bigfoot. It was so rare. It was rare. No, I'm serious. Literally,
I know, I was there.
95+%, except for Booth Babes.
Booth Babes.
They were hired.
Yes.
What was that one booth where they always had, I mean, these girls really specifically dressed like, I mean, like, you know,
they were strippers. They were strippers.
Yeah.
Who were invited to work, and it was fine. No problem.
It was to attract the mostly male audience who was walking the floor to come over to your booth and, you know, oogle at the cleavage or the short skirt and then go, yeah, I'm going to buy some comics or toys or whatever. Like, I remember like that. And also, like, you know, look, there's a whole generation now that doesn't know when it was not cool to be a nerd. It was not cool. Gary, I have my own stories of being bullied, of having to hide comics. Like, it was like a thing, like, you know, I was an indoor kid. I built Aurora model kits. I bought a VCR from money I saved for my paper route, like, so I could buy movies like Superman, the motion picture, and Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Which
Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, one of the first videos to be cheap.
It was the first. It was the first. It was what they call sell-through pricing, and I believe it was $39.95 because at the time the MSRP of, like, I think I paid $100 in the 80s. For Superman the motion picture, right? Like right. I remember that era, and it was not cool to be a nerd. Being into nerd stuff was like, it was like you'd pray for, like, oh my God, there's more than 3 nerd movies. I think 1982 was a banner year of like really cool nerd shit in terms of film coming out, right? But like
81, 82, 83. I mean, Time Bandits came out, and it was just such a good era.
That was a great era. The Black Hole, Krull, like movies that weren't great, but like, God, it was like anything. I'll go see any genre.
That was awesome, dude.
I love Krull.
Oh, so good. But like, so there's a whole generation of I would say people that just don't understand that, like, it's only been recently that nerd shit is cool. And the thing that kind of mainstream nerd culture for sure was Marvel movies. Marvel movies mainstream nerd culture. They just like, it was like, look, you can go to Target and you can get whatever. And whenever I see anyone with like those Target Star Wars or Marvel shirts, I'm like, great, welcome to the club. But you got that at fucking. I prefer to get like some bootleg mashup T-shirt at Comic-Con.
It's like an old punk rocker seeing some kid wearing their Hot Topic circle jerk shirt or something,
right? Or Black Flag or something.
Black Flag,
yeah. It's just like that. It's like, I mean, there is no. I had a conversation with a friend of mine who's a film professor, talking about how there's no alternative culture now. There is no such thing. I mean, I've kind of always been interested in anything alt culture, whether it was like music or film or even comics, you know, your indie comics, right? Like, I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like a alternative comic. And then there was Radioactive Adolescent Rat. There was like a whole, remember all the spin-offs of those? They were great. But yeah, no, that era. And now there's really just no alt culture. I mean, maybe memes are kind of
That's where it is. Yeah, it's online now.
Speaking of memes, we got Lofty Pixels here. Lord of the Rings themed parties in middle school. I made a golem cave in my basement, which is awesome, and had friends over for archery competitions and Lord of the Rings Risk tournaments. LOL. Oh, sorry. My air
you got to turn that off.
Man is here, so you're gonna hear it. Okay,
he's like ding-a-ling
outside my door. Hey, no, it needs to be fixed, or I'm gonna cook in here. Being a nerd was niche and cool. It was, Lofty. I used to wear my Superman costume like all the fucking time when I was like this little kid.
Mine was Batman. I wear my little Batman around. I play chess. I was in the chess club. It was not
Ben
a
Cooper.
cool thing to do.
No,
it was not cool.
That costume could catch on fire and kill me, and I didn't care. And everywhere I went, I had my arms out like I was flying. And then when I discovered Spider-Man, everywhere I went, I was spinning webs. I was doing this. Everybody thought I was kind of retarded when I was a kid, and that was fine. But I was just spinning webs, and they're like, "Oh, look at him.
He's special. He's special." I do have the video, so if you want to watch it.
Yeah. Well, no, when I went to San Francisco the first time, it was the first time I really saw big buildings. That's my dad said I wouldn't stop. All through San Francisco. Let's get the video. All right. By the way, go watch this video. Subscribe to the channel, and it's Chato. Call me Chato.
Chato.
It's Paul Chato. This guy worked in the industry, knows what the fuck he's talking about. And apparently he's been watching us. Again, a lot of you have requested. We have listened to the request. We will reach out, see if he comes on.
I'd love it.
Welcome on Friday Night Tights and any other show. But I want you to get we're going to totally show his video, but please give it the click and the like and the sub, please. So hopefully he doesn't get mad. Let's go.
What has really shocked me is the extreme reaction from the billion-dollar studios and media fart catchers to the fan channels. It seems that the social justice warriors at the studios are circling the wagons and intensifying their attacks, accusing us of making YouTube AdSense money by incessantly pointing out your incompetence. If only it were so simple. Well, let me tell you something. This is our hood. You came after us nerds and geeks, who for decades enjoyed our stupid little man-child world of science fiction, fantasy, text adventures, video games, and comics, to name just a few. You were happy to ignore us and even make fun of us. But then, with the advent of 3D rendering movie technology, something we also invented, our mocked interests went mainstream, started raking in huge bags of cash, and now you want to take away the world that we built with our creativity, our financial support, and our loyalty. For years, you wanted nothing to do with us. You looked down on us. But now, with the billions of dollars made off of our childish preoccupations, you suddenly want to improve it, fix it. What arrogant pricks you all are. That's where our anger is coming from. I don't understand how you talentless hacks have been given such free reign to savage existing IPs on someone else's dime. I don't get this sense of ownership you seem to have about something you know nothing about, didn't create, but are suddenly experts in. Anything new that you actually have developed has been under the auspices of your billion-dollar corporate pimps, and yet they've all been massive failures. Failures you blame on everyone but yourselves. Am I missing something? I've said it before. You loathe what we built. You hate us for our simple fascination with muscled heroes and large-breasted heroines.
Yeah.
I'm shocked at just how woke young performers are. I gave them the benefit of the doubt over the initial Rings of Power sneak peek. Just actors wanting to work, I had said. No more. I've read your recent interviews. You think you are changing the world. We don't need world changing. We need you to do your job. Hit your marks. You young things with your Instagrams and TikToks who think you own social media, pushing your vapid social justice hot takes. Well, we've been online before the internet, kids. We invented online forums. The sound of a 1200 baud modem still rings in my ears. Yep. I will fully admit that we were an insular lot, but we have grown up and embrace anyone who wants to share their figurines and mint-in-the-box toys or cosplay with us at FanFest. Let the firestorm of YouTube nerd commentators rain down upon you with their vitriol and spite.
Ooh.
Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, Wheel of Time, DC, Marvel, zombies, vampires, Dungeons and Dragons, sci-fi. These are our diversions, not yours. Go away. Fuck off. Start your own Comic-Cons. But you can't, because you can only usurp and subvert. You parade your SJW.
We'll continue. We have to break it up so we don't, like, you know, you got to
still a video. Please go watch the video.
There's more before, more after. Watch this video 3 times. Okay, this should have 1 million views. He's so fucking spot on. I mean, it's summing up all of our arguments beautifully. And we were for a very long time trying to understand you. We were trying to understand, giving you the benefit of the doubt, and as he just said, sincerely, heartfelt, fuck off. You can fuck off now. We would like to go back to being niche.
Please.
Go away. Just go the fuck away. Most of us have fucking stopped, especially with comic books. I hear more and more that people are like going back to the fucking 30s and 40s to read shit now. You know, they're going
finding great stuff.
They're finding great stories that they haven't read before because they're just so fed up with the medium that we made worth billions of dollars. We did. And without us, you're fucked. And you have been smacking us in the face. And because we are such a nice lot, we've taken it. No more. No more. You're fucked on this one, Amazon. You came out, you slapped us in the face, and we are going to punch you in the nose over and over again until you submit. Fuck you. I can't wait.
I dropped a link in the chat if you guys want to go over and subscribe. Go watch the video, please.
Yep.
I'm going to drop it a couple more times, so go watch it. Yeah.
This video is a rallying cry. It is an incredible summation of everything that so many have been saying, right? But also explaining how nerd culture just got mainstreamed and co-opted by corporations, feeding us shit and then telling us we're assholes if we don't like the shit that we're serving. That, I mean, like, and you pointed it out many times, Gary, the going after the audience has that ever worked? It's never worked. I see that as when that happens is someone is protecting their job. Someone is protecting their job at a studio. That's not a marketing tool. It to go after fans, and it's sort of sickening to see it like happen in real time. I mean, the most recent case. I mean, look, I guarantee it's probably going to happen with Rings of Power. But Kenobi, the way that Kenobi was handled, how disgusting was that?
Mm-hmm.
How disgusting to call out Star Wars fans who were screaming, "Where's Lando?" in the Star Wars sequels. Same fans, right? Who like it's so it's just so incredibly annoying that they get away with it. And I'm just so happy to see Paul calling it out. I've watched a bunch of his videos. I've seen him as a guest on other shows, and he's got some really great takes on his channel just about his experience in the industry. Also, he's spoken about how LGBTQ culture has changed from the time that he was in the business to now. And he's just got, so not just that video, there's a lot of other videos he's done that are really good. But yeah, can't wait to see him on FNT, man.
Yeah, and I like hate, you know, I don't know why I hate to bring this up, because it's okay to say I've got gay friends, lots,
right?
Okay? And yes, their culture has changed, and no, they're not a hive mind, and they think individually. And there's some very classic liberal gay men that I know that are absolutely tired of this shit. They're fucking done. They are done. And they're good. They're good dudes. They're good dudes. And man, they just gave me some pretty interesting info on there's a vaccine out there for monkeypox, by the way. It totally works because it's smallpox, but it's made in Sweden, and it's been bottlenecked by our fine country.
What?
So there's shortages. They could stop it tomorrow. They're in San Francisco. These two men that I know who are great guys. They're visiting San Francisco because they moved out. They moved fucking out to Florida to be free. And by the way, aren't going to vote the same way anymore either. So good for them. Yeah, they got their vaccine, but like other people can't because there's a shortage. There's a fucking shortage, and there doesn't need to be. There doesn't need to be. So it's fucking insane. But by the way, they got their vaccine in Florida. They had no problem getting it in Florida, but they're having a problem getting it. The other people are getting and they said 100% it's a gay thing. Yeah, and it's that's how fucked up. So we're constantly being lied to on every level, mainstream media, access media. And the reason I kept it in pop culture is because it's what I know. Like seriously, but like if you're going to see it in access media, right, and just you're going to see it everywhere else. I mean, it's proving ground shit. So they're always lying to us. We're always trying, especially the fandom who knows what the fuck we're talking about in most cases, and coming up against us is just insane, unless the only answer is you're trying to push something that's more important to you, the company, than making money. That's the only answer, unless you're getting money on the side. Now, I know there's the ESG debate, and I think some people were trying to like debunk it by saying they don't give cash. No, they don't give cash. It's a credit score. It's a fucking credit score. Go to the Disney website. It will tell you what it is because it's got a page.
Yeah, they don't hide it.
Yeah, they don't fucking hide it. It's a credit score. It's like the social credit score in China. So it's through entertainment, and it's how it's being manipulated by either BlackRock or Blackstone. They're totally different companies, by the way. And they're investors. So yeah, I there is money behind it. I don't know every answer, but I know that Hollywood has been going against the grain for about 5 years now. Like going against what people want. Like people want a redheaded Barbara Gordon Batgirl. That's what they fucking want. Okay.
Because Barbara Gordon is redheaded.
Mm-hmm.
That is her. Like you can't just change people, man. I don't want to see Blade changed.
Nope.
I want to see a black Blade. So I want to see a white redheaded Barbara.
You know what sucks is I'm going to mispronounce his name. Mahershala Ali is great casting. Like if they put him in an R-rated movie, it would be, and they did it properly, it would be I couldn't wait to see it. But PG-13,
nah, dog.
CRT Blade, no thanks. No thanks.
Oh, thanks.
Wesley Snipes, he looks good for 60. He looks good for 60. I don't know. But we had we got two great Blade films. You can argue which, I don't know which one you like more, Chris, the first one or the second one. Did Chris back away?
Maybe what's the one that Tracy Lords is in?
That's the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah. I like Tracy Lords personally. So,
yeah, I recently watched the opening to Blade. It's so damn good. The leading the human down into that club, and then they're dancing, and then the drips of blood, and he looks up, and then it just starts showering, and then Blade comes in, and they're all freaked out. It's like such a good character introduction
That
to
is one
Blade.
of the best openings of a
So
superhero movie
good.
ever. Period.
But the Disney version is going to be shit.
Yeah,
Like,
there's no way. No
Well,
way.
the blood will probably be blue. The vampires will be Trump supporters, and
right.
They're all gonna wear red hats.
they're all going to wear red hats.
Oh God, it's just
Oh, that
it
opening was
just-
so good for Blade.
So good, right? And the music's like it's very 90s, but it's like damn
Dude, I've
good.
told this story before, but on our wedding night, we got married in Vegas, right? We went to the Viva Las Vegas wedding chapel, got married by the Grim Reaper in full costume. It was 8 minutes. Then we did like a 2-day bachelor/bachelorette party, went to strip joints, fucking clubs, had a great time. But we went to one club where like porn stars were selling their porn. and in the club, the DJ who mixed the song at the beginning of Blade, it's a famous one, was there. And they were doing the Blade opening while he was fucking. It was fucking
That's awesome.
Oh, it was so
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so that was a good time, man.
That is dope.
Blade will be part of the future. Yeah, Blade's gonna Blade. Like, I don't like Blade 3. I just don't.
I like parts of it. I think maybe like
Parts of it are
10% of that movie is really good, and then the rest of it's kind of.
But David S. Goyer, I know way too much about him because Wesley Snipes, IP lawyer, not his tax lawyer, obviously, used to shop at my store and told me all the stories of the depositions and how much they actually fucked over Wesley Snipes in that movie, like completely fucked the guy over. And I do believe he got a lot of money for that. I think but then he didn't. Hey, taxation is theft, Wesley. I'm
I'm on you. I'm on your
I'm
side,
on
man.
your side, buddy.
Yeah, well, those 87,000 new IRS agents are definitely going after the billion.
It wasn't Robert Barnes. No, it wasn't Robert Barnes. I don't know if I can say who it is, but yeah, he shopped at my store for a long, long time.
Wow.
Yeah, and he told me that David S. Goyer is like just a punk, just an absolute punk. Rings awoke. That's what it's going to be. But back then he was just David Goyer. He did okay. Like when he wrote some comic books, he did okay. But his and he's fine when he has a Nolan standing over him, sure. But otherwise, not a big fan.
Nah.
He is fine when he has
He's connected to a lot of crap.
I would be a good writer if I had Chris Nolan standing over my shoulder. Okay. Let's get to some soupy doopy doopies. But holy shit, it's been there is an article, like I went searching for Ezra articles. Okay.
Oh, dude, bro.
And they're
Sorry,
gone.
Gary.
They're gone. Like from
Well, I've got a fancy new video if you'd like to be
go
updated.
watch it. But like
Just
they're not
drop
on the headlines anymore. It's just gone. I did see a guy from FX say, "We have achieved peak TV." Like, it's a big executive saying we've achieved peak TV, and you want to know why? Because we've achieved peak woke. We're there. We're there with movies like fucking They Them. Like before we get to the
we got it.
You want to give your thoughts, Chris Gore? We heard Az's yesterday.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on They Them.
Oh, it's terrible, dude. It's so bad. It's first of all, like if you look on it as a comedy, I laughed through most of it because it's so you know exactly what it's doing. You know, it's a bunch of gay teens sent to a conversion camp, right? A religious conversion camp that is evil, right? And then there's a killer in the midst offing people in gruesome ways. It's very predictable. Seen this kind of, camp horror film before. But the characters, are all either gay or trans. And it's just, I can't imagine that anyone who is gay or trans would like this movie. It basically offended everyone, right? Like, it's just like, but I look, if you look on it as a comedy, I laugh my ass off. It's a terrible horror movie that's incredibly predictable. Kevin Bacon gives like this really good speech in the beginning. You're like, okay, this is interesting, right? And then it just devolves into predictability and bullshit. And And of course, the one trans character is like a Mary Sue, you know, is good at everything, can shoot a gun and hit the target every time.
Gary Sue or a Mary Sue?
Oh, that's right, a Gary Sue. Sorry about that, a Gary Sue.
Mary Sue.
Gary Sue.
A Mary Sue.
I don't know, but it's
or McGarry Sue. McGarry Sue.
I just can't believe that someone thought this was a good idea, a good concept for a horror film, which is why I love movies like that, where I put them in a category of I can't believe this movie even got made. And I actually love those kind of films. So my enjoyment of it was morbid curiosity and laughing at it. It's a fucking terrible movie. But I think you can see it free on Peacock, because there's a Peacock level that I believe is free with ads. So
Peacock is such an unfortunate. Oh, where did it go?
Exactly. But also it's like Peacock is, I don't know if you heard this.
Bad name.
They always report like, your
it's like a peeing cock.
You're right. Your gains and losses with streaming services. Peacock is like the only one that didn't grow or lose subscribers. It's kind of like just flatline,
which is fine. I think that's
apathy is
that's where we're at. Like that's what I think that guy. I'll bring up that article. That's what he was kind of talking about. Is like there's too much out there. You know, Netflix will lose, but they will still be ahead. Disney Plus has topped out. Like they wanted to, well, shit. They want to be at 200 and something, 225 million subscribers by early 2024, end of 2023. That's like not even fucking possible unless they just make shit up at this rate. That's just not possible. And it's going to get worse because their TV shows are getting it worse because they have no respect for their audience and they just, they'll fucking eat up this Ironheart shit. No, they won't.
These stupid nerds.
They did not watch Miss Marvel. I know he's joking, but oh, fuck Saint Anger. If anything can make load and reload look good, it would be Saint Anger. I know people try to defend that. Dude, Saint Anger was like when Metallica were all on drugs and they're like, let's just see if we can play. And let's just record with a fucking Shure mic next to a fucking snare drum and see if people will buy it. And they did. Like Death Magnetic is good. That's a legit good album. That was a
I like that
return
album
to Metallica. I liked it. Everything, but like honestly, I don't like the Black Album. I think it fucking sucks. And Saint Anger was like just bottom of the level. But that, like, I always use Metallica as like when they were at the peak of their popularity was with their worst album, with one of their worst albums, not their worst, but the Black Album. That was the peak of their popularity. They're still popular, but they're not like important anymore to me. Nothing's important. Like music the industry is dead. But back then, the music industry, what I would say, was bigger than the film industry. Culturally, it mattered more to the young what music they were listening to. They identified it. It was their internet. Okay, so that was, you know, what I grew up in. It was music, movies, comics. But music was the top. Like all actors wanted to be rock stars. Everybody wanted to be a rock star. Everybody wanted to live to be 30 and die at 27 or whatever, and just get laid. Just have women just throwing themselves at them. Yeah, and they're all fucking dead. all the grunge people are dead. Eddie Vedder is like the one that survived. Fuck. I mean, I don't want
barely.
I don't want him dead or anything, but like that had to be the one to survive. Eddie Vedder.
It's because he's not really grunge.
Fuck. I don't like Pearl Jam.
I like some Pearl Jam a little bit.
There was like
their
hits.
I don't know. I'm really going to their.
I liked.
albums.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to get into it. Like what bands I don't like Bruce Springsteen,
trash. Bon Jovi, trash,
and Pearl Jam. Daniel for $50. Chris Gore and 3/4 right are spot on. By the way, 3/4 white. You're totally owned, dude.
Oh man, you got me. I'm dead.
You're so owned.
I feel wrecked.
Spot on about audience making a work last. Absolutely. Blade Runner. Blade Runner's more than made its money back. Why? Because of that so sweet word of mouth over decades.
Yeah.
That's why postmodernists bullshit, or I think I'm going to say assholes. I don't think that's what he said, though. Want to burn books and tear down statues. Their shit movies and shows can only make an impact when competing against empty, and I'll add, fucking air. You spot on, Daniel.
Spot on.
Can I add? First of all, thank you for that comment and support of the channel. I do want to say that it's interesting that the titles of a lot of remakes and reboots are so uninspired. Because I think it's an effort to supplant the original versions. So when people look at like all these movies are just like, they're just renaming it. It's like, okay, so which version of this movie, right? You got to look up the year. And I think that's an effort to supplant the original films.
I hate that whenever they go back and they're like, it's a reboot. Plus it took the name of the original movie.
Right.
Like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They tried to pretend that Ghostbusters 2016 was Ghostbusters by just naming it Ghostbusters and not like Ghostbusters,
That's a prime
female
example.
frequency or something.
That is the best. It's still the best example because if you go, one of the greatest things that's ever happened in the world is the Sony leaks. Okay. You got to look inside a studio. And if you haven't, go back and just revisit it on YouTube. And you get to see Amy Pascal and you see how fucking dumb and narcissistic and oh my God, these are bad people. These are bad people. Just look at those emails and then see what's really behind the woman who made the decision for Ghostbusters 2016. Sorry, Chris Gore, you can go ahead.
No, it just going off that comment. It's that idea of of these uninspired names. It's an effort to supplant the original versions, and I'm just against all this stupid throwing a trigger warning in front of something. It's insulting to the audience, like that movie. What's that movie? Not Okay, that was on Hulu, where that the thing about like it features an unlikable female protagonist. Like, first of all, I think that's hysterical, but the fact that you have to put that there is them thinking the audience is stupid, and basically it's placating the 1% of the audience that are freaking morons because they're so affected by things in the world because they have so little. I believe these are just children in adult-sized bodies is what this is. This is what I see is in particular on platforms like Twitter, which is why it's my least favorite platform to have a conversation. I don't engage with people in conversations. I pretty much post and ghost on Twitter or just use it to promote shit. I don't use it for much of anything like that. I think YouTube's, quickly become my personal favorite because I can have a conversation with my audience. We can disagree about things. We can learn from each other and our varying opinions. And yeah, that's just the Ghostbusters is the worst example of that. So yeah.
No, I it still is. That's where this whole era started. I'm not going to say it was the first one, but it was the shot heard around the world, and this is where it ends. This is where it ends. And I said, and I'm not the only one who said it. It's going to get much worse before it gets better, and we're at the much worse part now. We're at like She-Hulk, and then Wakanda Forever, and that's the end of Phase 4, Marvel Phase 4, and like up until Endgame, like that was the unstoppable franchise. Like it did, it was a miracle. What Kevin Feige put. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Little Mermaid stuff right now, and I don't give a fuck about the Little Mermaid. Other people can go on this one, but I'm just looking at. I'm just like, yes, we are at peak woke. I'll share it. Lofty. Yeah.
Is it his favorite movie?
It's probably going to be his favorite. I don't like really care. But and honestly, I've never seen The Little Mermaid, nor will I ever see The Little Mermaid, because when it came out, I was a full-grown man. So you can see it.
No, I saw Lion King. It was like the first movie my daughter saw in a theater. I took her to see it, and it was fine. I mean, those Disney music, 2D animated musicals are basically Broadway plays, so whatever. But this new Little Mermaid just looks freaking terrible.
Looks awful. I mean, it just looks terrible.
You ever seen Long Beach Griffey's?
I mean, she's hot.
You know who Long Beach Griffey is?
Hot, but no. What's
Long
that?
Beach Griffey is a comedian. I love this guy. He used to work at Target, right? Then he started doing videos in his little bedroom, and he blew up. Like, his videos get millions of views. And he did, God, I could find it. It's worth playing, Gary, because he talks about race and he happens to be black, right? This guy should be, if SNL was smart, they would have hired this guy. He writes his own stuff. He literally performs it himself. And he quit his job at Target because he was making decent money on YouTube. I love this guy's story. He talks about the Little Mermaid. Can we watch the video? I don't know.
Yeah, go get the link.
Yeah. I'll get the link. I'll get the link, Gary. Just like he's a guy you should have him on. Maybe he'd be good on FNT. You never know. Sometimes people are like, when it comes to comedians, they like to talk about politics or not, like whatever. But let me find his rant on Little Mermaid, because he just spells it out. What bullshit this kind of thing is. There's
does she say Lofty, does she really say that? Like,
no,
I need to see myself. Okay, we'll listen. Hang on.
Oh, no.
And then we'll play your video. Okay.
Okay, Gary.
There we go. Because I hand to heart, I will not be making Little fucking Mermaid videos on this channel. Okay.
Come on.
Don't fucking care. It's a cartoon, and I'm sure it's a good cartoon. But it's
animated very well.
I'm
the live action
struggling with maybe doing a Prey review, which I don't know what I could add other than, well, it's kind of everything it said it was going to be, and their marketing worked because it is the most watched premiere on Hulu. And I think this is a case of woke marketing. Like, oh, it wasn't woke 11, it was woke 7. Gotcha. It's like, and I think a lot of people weren't going to waste their time with it. And like, I'm sorry, I've seen behind the curtain already. I can't unsee it. You can't unmake the soup. And this is just more of that shit. So here we go.
Little Mermaid live action or the original?
Oh my gosh, this is a really, really hard one because the animated version has always been so special to me since I was so small. I mean, it's the reason I was.
What you mean, like 5 years ago?
Cool, feeling like I am the animated version of her. And so today, the dream come true of the live action is super cool. So of course I'm gonna choose mine because I'm like, what?
Part of your world or Under the Sea?
Definitely part of your world.
Wish I could be part of that world.
Skip.
Oh no.
I don't like that music.
I was a little girl, I would see her sing the song, and I me. Ever since I was a little girl, I would see her.
Sharing the audio.
That song.
Am I?
So let's get in the audio, the echo. Yeah.
Bitch. Sorry, guys. I'll fix that right now because it automatically put. You know what? We asked for that. We're the ones who go. Stream automatically put the check mark on, and now it's like, oh shit. It's because of my sound system. So I'm not gonna. I prefer just keep it there. I'll remember one of these days. So let's get to where I cringed.
Part of that world.
Truly means so much to me. Ever since I was a little girl, I would see her sing the song, and I'd be like, "Oh my
Interesting.
God, what if one day I could be?"
So you can relate to a
part
person
of that
that's not
world.
your skin tone?
Oh shit! Sorry. You were making a really good point there, Garrett. Repeat it.
Well, I was just saying, it's kind of interesting that you were able to relate to a white girl and kind of be a part of that world. Like, it's interesting. Why would you be able to do that?
Just
It's almost
like
like
me,
none of that matters.
part of that world.
So you can identify as a mermaid on the human level, right? Because you're not really a fucking mermaid. You don't really have fucking fish below your tits. You're a human. Okay.
That song always, but Under the Sea is great.
Okay, now that you've seen this, Gary, you got to play that Long Beach Griffey video. I put a little note in the chat of like private chat just of when to stop. Garrett, are you gonna play? You got it. Okay, cool.
Oh, Long Beach. Long Beach is good too.
Okay, if you've never seen this guy, he does great comedy videos. He just tells it like it is, but he does it in a funny way. His videos are like minute or 2 minutes. He's no BS, and I don't know why this guy isn't like, but it addresses all of this.
Yeah. We could say what you said in the note. We just got to end before he drops the N bomb.
Yeah.
When is the?
No, just start at the beginning. Start at the beginning.
Yeah.
Hey. I have the perfect idea. Okay, talk to me. Let's make the Little Mermaid black. Oh my God! Why didn't we think of this sooner? Yes, but wait. Let's not just stop there. Let's make live action Snow White black. We'll call her Black Ice. That could work. And Sleeping Beauty can be a Mexican. She'll be sleeping through her deportation. That could use a little work. And Peter Pan should be gay and Asian. Really? No, you dumb fuck. The Little Mermaid? Black? Look, I don't care that she's black. I just don't want her to be black. Leave these characters how they are. Why? We need more representation. Fuck representation. If we want to give the public representation, we can create another original Black princess.
Preach.
For representation. The fuck? A black Little Mermaid? I don't think it's a bad idea. Exactly. You don't think. You are pandering to black people, and they are eating that shit up. But welcome to 2019, where we exploit diversity for profit. No, not really. A black Little Mermaid. Black people can't even swim. They afraid of the ocean. You don't like water? Is she gonna have braids in her hair? Are her bundles gonna be waterproof? Not a bad idea. What? She gonna live in that nasty ass, dirty ass ocean by LA? Gonna trade in her voice so she could be a basic ass LA bitch, huh? So she could walk around LA with them big ass Fila shoes and a Fashion Nova outfit with a fanny pack around. Oh my God, bro. Come on, man. She gonna
Okay. He's got other videos like this. I mean, he sort of weaves in social issues, but does it in a funny way and just tells it like it is, and it's freaking hilarious. I've been
he's good. He's really good.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Long Beach.
And he just understands that it's like you're only, it's what Eric says over and over again. You're only seeing the white characters as legitimate, as established, and in turn you're feeding into these are marginalized characters and they can't go out and get IDs or even read them, and we need to help these little children. It's so fucking racist.
That's what it is. It's a fucking condescending and racist. Yes,
racist. And it's a way to keep people in their own prisons. It really is. I love that My Dinner with Andre clip was making the rounds again, where the guy's like talking about New York City, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, the prisons are now, maintained and built by the inmates who have a pride in their prison. There's a ton of dudes. I witnessed this at San Francisco. There's a ton of this with New York. People just really love to have it. It's almost like working for Disney or Technicolor. There's the same attitude in Hollywood. If you got that name on your ID, right, that says New York City, you think it's like a status symbol, right? And San Francisco, or working at Disney on your little ID card, it's a way to give you some worth. No, it isn't. New York City is a fucking cesspool. I was there 2 years ago before everything got bad, and I saw rats running around. I seen shit. I've seen hypodermic needles in shit in San Francisco, but I ain't seen rats running around the street like I did with New York, because there's that's it's a status thing, and people get caught up in it, and like you're trapped and you don't need to be there. You can leave. And you know what? The same goes for Hollywood. You don't need to be there. I think you could probably make, as an editor, more money working for a fucking YouTuber. You'd probably have a more normal schedule but you wouldn't have that status, and it'd be a little risky because it's a small business, but you would have more fun. You would have so much more fun. You wouldn't be going to your
confirm.
Yeah. You wouldn't be going to your fucking cubicle or working by yourself under these unbelievable deadlines that are just impossible to hit. And because so many of your fellow editors have sold you out working for experience and credit, your $100 an hour is like 20 now, 30. A good editor is worth $100 an hour minimum. Easy. That was the going rate when 10 fucking years ago, 12 years ago when I was there. And it's not that now. And yes, $100 an hour minimum, because it's a skill. It's fucking, you know, not everybody can do it. It's really hard. It's tedious.
It is tedious.
You know, and yeah.
Look at what Perry Chan does. Like,
I mean, 75 of that is just dealing with people. So, all right. So we're going to read some soups. Thank you again, Daniel, dude. You're awesome. And like spot on all the time. All the time. We got a $100 one. $100 from Blue Tiger. Damn. What the hell? Hang on. Let's get down there. See if I can highlight
Get that up on there. Yeah.
Get it. Get that up on there. Get that up.
Get on there.
God, I'm doing like old school diversity in comics. Scrolling down. Remember when he did live streams before he like condemned them all? He just didn't like to do them.
Let me just like pop it up.
Because he would fucking do them in his lap, right? And then you get crotch shots and see
his, like, constantly
fucking white socks. It's like, bro, you know, you don't have to like show anything and do a live stream.
There we go. Found it.
Okay. Animated or live action? Oh, really? Good one or mine? Of course I'm going to choose mine. I'm a narcissist.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. It was like, you massive narcissist. Like, what you do is you pay respect to what came before, and you go, oh, that one, of course. Of course, the original mermaid movie that everybody loves. That's way everybody that sees you do that, they go, oh, look, they're very nice. Look how kind they are. See, you come out here and you say your own. Come on.
What was the release?
89.
89. Okay, yeah. So I was on like the biggest drug bender in 89.
You should have watched it. I bet it would have been good.
I would have watched it, but I would have been high as fuck.
Yeah, it would have made it good.
But like 89 was like 89 and 91 were peak drug years for me. So I don't remember. I mean, I honestly do not remember much. I was off the deep fucking end. I was like living on the streets, cooking meth under a bridge. With toothless homeless people who were fucking scary as fuck. Yeah, like and bikers and shit. Yeah, I'm just lucky I survived.
I just remember floating around. It was pretty dark.
Oh, because you were in a belly. You were in a belly. Chris Gore was probably just living the life, man. You know, were you in LA? Have you been in LA all your life?
I moved to LA in 89. So
okay, so that's the year you moved there. Okay.
Yeah. The year I moved here, and I was like an idiot. I'm like, I want to be close to Hollywood, and I got some shitty apartment off Hollywood Boulevard, close to an office that I had. This is before the days of home offices. So I had some office for $100 across the street from Musso and Frank's at some building where I would find like human feces like in the walkway. Now it's kind of like back to that, and it's even worse than when I first moved here. But yeah, so I had this office on Hollywood Boulevard, and it was like this small, cheap office for Film Threat and whatever. Yeah, but it was cool because Batman, you know, the Michael Keaton Batman, played all the way through December. It was like, this is when movies stayed in theaters. There wasn't this like window of like, well, in 45 days it'll be on a streaming service. You know, they killed theatrical by making it less special.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's disgusting.
It's tragic.
It is. God, back in like, you know, prior to that really peak bad year, I would go to a movie every Friday. Well, for one, I knew this girl who would just get me in the AMC.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, it was the Wiegand Plaza AMC in Encinitas. If anybody's from SoCal and Encinitas, you know which one I'm talking about. The Pinball Plus, the arcade used to be across the street. That's where I used to hang out. Play my Terminator 2 pinball machine. It was fucking awesome.
Nice.
I stopped before the best part says not applicable for $2. The Little Mermaid thing.
Yeah, I think I told you to maybe stop it.
Yeah,
we link in the
stopped
chat
because there's like an N bomb in it, and sorry, not gonna do that.
But he says he has the pass.
Yeah, but I don't. And yeah, I just don't want it. Yeah, that's cool. Go to his channel. Definitely go to his channel, subscribe to his channel, watch his video, please.
And he's got a lot more. I mean, just like, yeah, that guy's great. That to me solidified everything about like these.
I
don't care about like I don't care about like race swaps like with Jim Gordon, in the latest Batman, right? Like Jeffrey Wright is a really good actor, so whatever for inconsequential characters, but for classic characters, it just seems pandering and unnecessary. I mean, I think we're gonna get to a stage now. We're gonna get to a stage, Gary, and I'll bet that I could pitch this as a serious company where you can get an app to watch all your movies and it'll just race swap everyone to the race that you want to see all the characters. You can see the all black Star Wars. You can see the all Asian Marvel Avengers.
However you want to see it.
It's gotten just clown and stupid.
You can
right?
slap like literal skins on people.
Literally
that is
app
hilarious.
It's like Ready Player One dystopian shit.
I'll bet you could
Fortnite.
Exactly. I'll bet you could pitch it. Like if Silicon Valley was still going, that would probably be an app you would see.
We have the ultimate answer to representation, everyone.
Right.
See yourself in the movie,
My
literally.
God, they're gonna do it. They're gonna totally do it.
I mean, I'm joking, but I could see a company raising money, based on that.
We have been. Who's in the chat, by the way?
Call me Kato.
Hey, what's
Kato.
up?
How do you say it?
Hey, what's up, dude? I would totally send you a link, but we're wrapping up. But X-Ray Girl, I will be in contact with you if you want to be on Friday Night Tight soon.
We will reach out.
Very
soon.
Great video, dude. Great, dude. Standing ovation.
I'm standing. You just can't see it.
Okay, no, but like, yeah, Fortnite skins.
Somebody develop that right now. You want to make $1 billion? Let's go,
Chris. We have been joking about a lot of shit. I was joking about Warrior Galadriel leading an all-female army of Numenorians, and they're practically doing it in the fucking show.
Right,
so I was kidding. Yeah, a lot of stuff we've been kidding has it's been happening. So yes.
But I mean, what's to stop you from taking one of those 2D animated Disney movies and just changing you could do it. I mean, Photoshop and there's so many apps on your phone you can do stuff like that with. It's just I can see them doing this.
Dude, the filters are ridiculous.
Oh my God, the monkeypox one that's going.
It's so bad.
What? There's a monkeypox filter?
There's a guy. There's a video of a guy with a monkey face, and he's like, I don't even have symptoms. I don't even understand. We cannot show it because it is so long in so many ways. But just look for it. It's fucking funny, dude. And it's just this deadpan guy saying, I don't know why.
I don't even.
I'm quarantining right now. He's got a monkey face. Yeah, it's bad. Athenon, what's up? What's up, Athenon, for $19.99? Went and saw Lord of the Rings on the big screen this last weekend. Where is it playing? Is it playing?
Say what? Yeah, what? Hold up.
Whoa.
All right, I'm researching. Hold on.
Or is it like a Fathom Events thing, or because I need to see that. The fact that Warner Brothers didn't do a 20th anniversary rollout in the theaters is
moronic.
Just retarded. Is beyond retarded. It would have made so much money. So much money. They still have a chance. If you do it at Return of the King and you bring out like all extended versions and put them out in the theaters, I'd go twice.
Make it an event. Well, what's weird, I'm actually seeing tomorrow, I'm seeing E.T. In an IMAX screen. It's the version where they have the guns instead of the walkie-talkies.
A real version?
A real version, like the original that I saw in the theater when I was a kid. Yeah. So the fact that these classic movies are doing real, and first of all, I went to get the tickets, almost sold out, 100% sold out screening.
Mm-hmm.
in the IMAX at the AMC Burbank 16. So I'll be there for that tomorrow. But like,
oh, I know, right? That's like Hollywood's home field.
yeah, it's become the new. It used to be the ArcLight on Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard. You know, the Dome. That's closed, which is BS. But like,
it might be saved.
Yeah, it's going to be saved at some point. But
yeah,
I used to love the ArcLight. But no, the fact that these movies are doing so well, these re-releases, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan is actually being re-released. It's a what do they call the Fathom events?
Fathom event, yeah.
Re-released in early September for 3 nights. Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Movie House. Oh, there's one near me. There's one near me.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Do I have to drive up to you?
Also, by the way, there are no.
That's a long drive, dude.
There are no decent like tentpole Hollywood movies coming out for the next 2 months plus. I think what's some coming out in October? I'll have to look at the release schedule, but
Spider-Man No Way Home's coming out in September, an extended version.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll go see that.
That's going to do well. Like E.T., I will totally watch in a theater, especially if it's the original version, just for that John Williams opening is fucking masterpiece. Oh my God. The music for the opening of E.T., fucking masterpiece. Some of his best work.
Yeah.
I like No Way Home. I did. I think it was like and I'm sure it has a lot to do with so much has sucked, but I like but dude, seeing Toby again, that was fucking awesome.
It was great.
I never thought I'd see it again. And they did beat DC. It's so funny that DC fucking filmed Keaton first.
DC, you're so bad. Just take a break for 5 years. Take some time off. Reevaluate.
Marvel needs to do that too. Like Marvel should have
they both do, yeah.
Absolutely taken a breath after Endgame, like a 2-year one at least, and thought about shit. Big mistake. And Kevin Feige should have retired.
That would have been the best mic drop ever. Is I did Endgame, maybe there's the epilogue movie, whatever, but like mic drop, I'm done. And he could have walked away and done something else because that's never to be repeated. And I think everyone agrees that Phase 4, even the biggest Marvel fans are admitting like, yeah, Phase 4 is kind of weak, bringing in all these characters. It seems directionless. And Thor is just broken 700 million? It's not going to even get close.
It's not going to get to 705. No. It's like, it's dead.
It's done.
It's kind of dead. Yeah.
So it's 150 million off of Ragnarok. And for anybody who said it beat Ragnarok domestically, technically it did with 30% less people watching. So it's just more expensive tickets. So I think the much more important number, and credit to Ryan for pointing this out, is tickets sold. Tickets sold to people. And that is telling a very, very bad, dark story. One that we have been saying is going to happen all along. And you just had 2 of your big boys, and one of them underperformed, one of them vastly underperformed. And this was an OG. This was Thor. And by the way, if female Thor and stupid fucking King Valkyrie weren't in it, and it was just Thor versus Gore, it would have made $1 billion. It would have fucking made $1 billion. But you saddled it down with your fucking representation, and you fucked the movie. So yeah, this whole like nostalgia bait thing ain't working anymore, which is great. I got to finish the super chat, by the way, from Athenon. He said, my friend is a total normie and loved it as well, but has no desire to have it tainted by the crap that Amazon is releasing. Cheers to the Fellowship. Cheers to the Fellowship, and cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, the Fellowship is kicking. Do the chat, the comment section. It's still going. It's still fucking going to this day, and it's not stopping. And it's thousands, and like Amazon, I'm sure they're deleting it. I haven't checked. If anybody's checked, let me know. But like delete. I mean, this isn't like a paraphrased quote or an actual a Tolkien quote. This is real people making individual, like, I love the part and like equating it to a movie, proving it's not fucking bots. It is actual people.
It's so perfect because it's not attacking anybody. You're not attacking anybody like directly, like an actor or director or whatever. It's just wholesome trolling from fans that love the original and just don't want to see this. It's beautiful.
It is. Scott McKenzie for $19.99. Big difference between Real World Hotel Rwanda and Schindler's List, commenting on history and a fantasy or sci-fi looking for escapism. Good characters, good to great story. Lord of the Rings, great story, not a postmodern PC SJW story. Exactly. It's the antithesis of that. That's why they want it. It is everything the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien are everything Hollywood hates. Just like real fandom. It is their holy grail. They have been after this one for a long time. And they've failed. They failed before they've even began. And there's actual data out there showing that it's well behind House of the Dragon as far as just general interest. And it shouldn't be. Like Lord of the Rings is popular. It's in the zeitgeist right now, like a lot because of Rings of Power, but also because it's been 20 years, because Peter Jackson's trilogy is that great, and more people are reading the books. And that's the good thing about this. And that's not going to bode well for Amazon. Amazon's like really pushing people to read. Are you sure you want people to do that? You sure you want more people to read the appendices that you're like not even adapting correctly? It might end up backfiring. So we go to scrolling down. I have a desire to watch Prey for the same reason I didn't see the last Predator movie. The original was perfect in every way. It doesn't need a reboot, sequel. Effing stop it. Yep. Well, I have no desire to see Prey, says Torsten for $10. Yeah, I really, you know what? A bunch of my contemporaries and friends watched it. I'm like, and people were asking me, you know, I was getting emails and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. You know, and I'm sorry I did. It was a total waste of time. What did you think of Prey, Chris Gore?
I'm mixed about it. It's the thing is I think we talked about it earlier, but it's just like, look, I think people are shocked that it doesn't suck.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're overpraising it because it doesn't suck, because our expectation for most things these days is things are going to suck. So when it didn't suck, it's like, oh, but it's not. Is it great? No. Does it suck? No. But it does sort of fall into, and you, Garrett, you mentioned it earlier, a better idea for a story is all the hunters in the tribe are killed, and perhaps a young mother has to step up and protect her children and become a hunter. Like that would have been a better story. As it is, the things that stand out to me, it should have been in Comanche 100% with subtitles. I think it would have made it with very little dialogue. You don't need a lot of dialogue with this story. And then the young lead, she's fine, but she literally speaks like a modern teenager from Burbank, California. So I'm mixed on it. It's like, oh, the action's actually pretty good. Dan Trachtenberg, didn't he do like one of the Cloverfield movies, right? Like,
the 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, which was fine, but like, you know, it's so I'm mixed on it. It's like a lot of stuff on streaming. It's good with my voice in a higher octave. It's okay, but a lot of people I think are overpraising it again because, you know, they expected it to suck and it didn't. And I don't know. I mean, like even with like there's not a lot of movies, bigger movies opening. I don't know why they just didn't open this in theaters. I mean, I think it would have bombed in theaters, but
so the original plan was for theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, and they changed it during the production.
But there is some cool stuff. There's a scene where the predator actually fights a bear. I thought that was pretty clever. It's just interesting ideas that are explored, but it's again that typical thing of like, you know, she's practicing with these axes that have ropes on them, and she's perfect. The one thing is she does have this ability to be observant, and that's kind of the thing that saves her. She's lucky, and two, she's just very observant about what's happening, like how the predator conducts itself, right? So Gary, it is worth seeing at least to, you know, be able to have the conversation. But the drag is, I think we're all kind of hypersensitive to like, is this just going to be another bestest, you know, female lead ever where she doesn't struggle, which I think is a disservice. It does a disservice to the audience. Like, that's one of the best things, is seeing a character struggle, lose constantly and overcome, or maybe not even win, or win. Like in the first Rocky movie, Rocky doesn't win. He wins respect. He doesn't win the fight. Like, we need more things like that, right? That I think that those are better lessons to learn rather than, you know, so there, it's okay.
Yeah. Ridiculous plot armor, though. Like,
exactly.
Unbelievable plot armor. And I can't wait to see a weapons expert talk about the rope and the axe thing. That just doesn't seem plausible to me.
Yeah,
unless you're a fucking ninja, but it's not an axe at the end of your thing. It's like a blade, right? I'm trying to remember back. I'm not a weapon. We'll ask Shadversity what he thinks. I'm sure he'll love it. Bradley Burnett for $20. Also a fellow Gen Xer. I completely understand Gary and Chris getting beat up and bullied for being nerds. In the early 80s, I got beat up for wearing a Trek uniform to school for Halloween. Given things today, I miss it when those things were special just to us. I did. Yep. When me and my friend Doug were nerding out over Planet of the Apes and nobody knew what the fuck we were talking about. It was great. Good times, man. Gold nuggets for $10. This is on the donation side, by the way, circumventing Mama Susan. Whether you're a Tolkien fan, free thinker, or Trump supporter, whatever these forces of tyranny want us scared and separated. They can't win if we all stand together. Do not fuck with us. Fight Club, hail. And hail to you.
Great quote.
Do not fuck with us. Period. They're finding out. They fucked around. And they're finding out. Zero Lander for $10 says, regarding the Ghostbuster thing, it's the Asylum film. It's the Asylum film's principle. You make it similar enough to trick people into seeing an inferior copy by brand/name recognition. Hollywood is now no better than Asylum films. Yeah. Yes. God, I was like, oh yes.
They're all Asylum films now.
They're all Asylum films. That's a great point. Zero Lander for $10. Well said. I'm like, Asylum films. Oh yeah. I used to work in a video store. I know those.
They just happen to own names.
Mm-hmm. They would call it like the Guardian Avenger, something like that.
So bad.
Yeah. It was bad.
Or the Lightning God.
Yeah.
Lightning God. Oh.
Presents hey, I got a toy that does that, but it's like Hellranger. This is OG Cowboy Ghost Rider, by the way.
Dude, I saw that. It looks so dope.
Fucking awesome. Hang on. Let's get it. I could not believe they made this off like the shitty movie, but there it is. Here, I'll take it out.
But it looks badass.
It looks
It's a great shot too from that shitty movie. When they're riding across the desert with he's riding on his motorcycle and he's got his horse and
too.
Yeah, it looks so
cool.
I'm
sure. I think that's sitting at UPS right now, but yeah, you'll be able to see it a little. I got it. There you go.
Yeah,
kind of see it, but it's got old.
I'm going to solo that.
I love the name Hellranger. I was like joking. I'm like, I would do a comic series on the Hellranger. That'd be fun. Just a fucking like a demon cowboy.
Yeah.
Or Marvel could like bring up the original Ghost Rider and be fun too, but no. The parents they won't. The Parents Fathers podcast for $49.99. Thank you very much. It says hail to the fellowship. Sorry for using community on FNT. It's okay. It's okay. I totally disagree with Jeremy on that point. I think it's been their word. It's always been their word, and it just sounds like foul language to me. Foul commie language, but if people use it's fine. It's not anything I never like rocked the word community in my normal vernacular in my life. We sincerely meant fellowship. I know. So thankful for your support from the fellowship for our fledgling podcast that, like you, Gary, hopes to speak truth and fight against the nonsense in our culture. You are. Remember, my friend, I was talking to no one for 4 years before this. No one. Zip. I have no way to judge like who was listening on iTunes, because this, like, my show started on iTunes, not on YouTube. Because that was the first thing I knew how to, look up. I had an iPod. Remember those?
Yeah. Get an RSS feed going.
Yeah, I got the RSS, and I'm like, wow, I don't know how this works. I have no fucking idea how this works. And I just learned. I also took a class, like a pretty rocking class that doesn't exist anymore. It was called the Digital Video Intensive. And it got a job out of it. It's because I knew somebody named Christian Martucci. Good guy. He's a rock star. Go look him up. But he worked at Technicolor and got me the job. He played with the Ramon, Dee Ramone's band for a little while. He was in a band called Black President. Got me in a lot of trouble at the comic store. So I had the Black President sticker on my Honda Element, and it was right next to a Ghost Rider sticker. Some motherfucker calls me and says, "Do you want to kill our Black President?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" "Well, I saw your car, and it's got a Black President sticker and a flaming skull." I'm like, "Yeah, that's a rock band and a comic book character." He's like, "Are you a racist organization at Comic Apple?" So I guess that's like the first time I experienced that.
Wow.
Shit. I'm like, dude, fuck off. And I hung up.
And that's how you deal with it. Fuck off.
Yeah, and then they go put a review on Yelp. Fucking psychos. Yeah, but yeah, that actually happened. I digress. Christopher Martucci, good dude. Gary, I love that jersey. I want one. Yeah, Melissa and I are trying to figure out how we can mass produce, but I do have to reach out to the person who somebody sent me this. Okay, so I have to reach out to that person to make sure it's okay, because it's just the right thing to do.
Yeah,
I'm just going to automatically reproduce something that they made for me. So that has to happen first. But if we can do it, for sure.
What's on the back? Is there like a big Nerdrotic logo on the back?
There is my name.
I feel like
my last name.
Yeah. 42. Perfect.
Yeah, and then it's 42, and then there's a thing on the side, and we could probably do it where you put your name on the back or whatever number you want.
Oh yeah, you could customize it. Hell yeah!
If everybody's together, I'd start a softball team. I would.
Yeah, I would play in it. That'd be awesome.
I would. But Johnny J for $9.99. Thank you very much. Okay, we got to wrap up. I have to make a video. I have to make another Rings of Power video, and a Marvel one too. There's a Marvel one out there. The MCU sent me a little gift the other day by saying must she television or must she series. The Must She series. Let's see if I can find that tweet. It's way back. It's way back. But it's like
Chris Gore brought that up.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Was it Chris Gore or was it Drew Hernandez? It was one of the two.
The Must She TV last week.
Oh no, it was me. Last time we were on the show, it came out, and I'm like,
we all just laughed at it.
I'll just sort of have YouTube in the background. I'm like, what's going on? And then they ran that like little teaser where they used Must She. They're just leaning into it. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's like when she said Dwarf of Color. I'm like, we're joking.
Honey, clear the schedule. I have to make a video now.
Must She TV.
There it is, right there.
So funny.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, the promos for that show are god awful. It's like every Marvel, the trope of the Marvel comedy joke, that's going to be this whole show. The whole show is going to be her cutting to the camera going, isn't it so weird and quirky that what's happening right now? God, it's going to be horrible.
No, as pointed it out, a lot of the fourth wall stuff was getting mad at the writer for like stripping her clothes off or something and doing something very male. The reason She-Hulk is here is because John Byrne made her sexy. That was it, to a bunch of very young puberty stricken boys. That's why She-Hulk is here. And that's why it's popular. So that now they're doing what they did with Harley Quinn, and Harley Quinn is only popular to SJWs now. Like nobody can, the other Harley Quinn that sells merchandise is the one from the animated series that the normies like. The one So they just get the wrong message because they want to get the wrong message. It's like I said the other day. Thor's failure, and it's a failure, will be blamed on Chris Hemsworth being the white male lead. I promise you. That's how they will.
That's how they're going to see it.
They're going to go.
Nobody about it.
I know this, but remember, with the failure of Batman and Superman, what did they blame? White male leads. That's what they fucking blamed. Go back and look it up.
Ridiculous.
It's fucking stupid. That's why Warner Brothers went ahead. Well, we'll just go ahead with Ezra Miller and Jason Momoa, who doesn't look anything like fucking Aquaman. Can I point that out? That he doesn't look anything like fucking Aquaman. He's decent when he has the costume on, but he's still not Aquaman. But he's Jason Momoa, so chicks like it. More women watched Aquaman than Captain Marvel. That's a fact. That is a fact. And I don't think there's enough they-thems out there to watch two Ezras. That's just me. That's just me.
Not $1 billion worth.
Nope.
CN Sampson Books for $5. Hail Gary, first time super chat. Hope to get a picture with you at the Vegas meet. Of course.
Oh, hell yeah.
Of course. So, yeah. Oh, shit. I have not talked about
promo it. Link in the description right now. The RSVP for the Las Vegas meetup. Wednesday, the 17th. Millennium Fandom Bar. Let's go.
I'm going to scroll down and get to my tweet.
We got the whole bar, man. We got the whole bar.
Yeah. So we
kind of took it over last time.
We took it over last time.
Now we have it officially.
We felt bad. So,
oops.
And we did it twice. There's only going to be one meetup, like one official meetup day. There might be like another impromptu one, probably at the same place, just to make life simple. I just got to make sure it's cool with Alex, but it'll be a day he's regularly open. So it's just going to be like, hey, we'll be there. But here we got Cord Black Garrett's tweet there. And yeah, there it is. So Vector Visual made, just a variation from last year, but like you didn't need to change it because it's such a great poster. Follow Vector Visual on Instagram. Very talented artist. Very, very talented artist.
Very, very good, man.
Yeah, so there it is. Most of us will be there. I don't think Odin's going to make it because of teaching. It's understandable. He's got a day job. And I don't know if Chrissy is going to make it. I hope so. But the entire Nerdrotic crew will be there. Yeah. Jeremy will be there. Ryan will be there. As, of course, cannot make it because of certain rules, which sucks. But the rest of us will be there. And Drew Hernandez might be there. And another surprise guest who you just have to wait and see. It'll blow your
you're gonna love it. You gotta go.
And who knows? Like last year, Robert Barnes
can't tell you
showed up.
No.
I think he's in Vegas. I'm not sure if he's still there or not, but he showed up and I didn't get to fucking talk to him. God, I'm so mad. So I hope I get to talk. I hope he's there. Other people might show up too, so we'll see. But a big surprise. I found out the person messaged me and I was like so excited. I was like, no way. So yeah. But he asked me to keep it a surprise. So that's what I'm doing. It's called a tease.
Yeah, it's called a tease.
It's called a tease. Yeah, can't wait to see you there. And we'll be running around Vegas for the following days. So like just keep an eye on what we'll talk to you guys.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be all over the place.
We're gonna be running around.
Second annual Las Vegas.
Yes. Meow Wolf, White Castle. Definitely gonna go to White Castle.
Ugh. And no fat burger this time. Last time I got burned by that fat burger.
Yeah,
disgusting.
I'll go to Shake Shack.
Go. Shake Shack's good.
Shake Shack, good. Yeah.
Fat burger, bad.
No, bad. Chris Chan, you got it. That's it. Chris Chan is going to be there.
A Chan is going to be there. Perry Chan.
Perry Chan.
Wow.
Perry Chan is going to be there.
I'm excited to get the whole Nerdrotic crew together.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. That lush X-ray girl, that giant lush, will be tripping around. We'll probably have to bail her out of jail.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. I wish Papa Gundam would go. It's not Papa Gundam. Like Papa Gundam's invited. Like he's invited.
Dude, he's always.
Papa Gundam, you want to go to Vegas? Fucking message me, dude. Message me. I'd help make that happen.
Dude, that's a party.
Dude, that would be a fucking
Papa
party.
Gundam?
Oh my God. I don't know if Vegas can handle it. Friday Night Tights, Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, and Papa Gundam. I wish it was the drinker too. It's not the drinker.
Ah, no.
We'll get the drinker sometime though. I'm going to be in that country in October, but yeah, we're going to wrap things up. So thanks to the, I'm doing a recorded square up. So it will be on Nerdrotic Live 24 to 48 hours right after I get my 2 videos done. Please subscribe to Nerdrotic Daily. We're approaching 100,000 subs. That's a channel run pretty much by Perry Chan. So you would be stopping the Asian hate if you support that channel.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd also laugh your ass off because he's really good at what he does. And yeah. Again, thanks to Modrotics. Thanks to everyone who left a donation and a super chat. You help keep the lights on around here. I'd like to thank Cord Black Garrett, of course, and the great Chris Gore, who joins us every Wednesday, every hump day here on the Nooner. Chris, please tell us what you have coming up next.
We got to thank you and Garrett just for having me on. Always a blast to hang with you on a Wednesday. And I don't know, I'm just going to be doing a live stream in like 20 minutes on my channel at the top of the hour. So at Film Threat. So check out Film Threat. We're closing in on 50,000 subs and just talking about a lot of movies that a lot of indie
50,000 subs.
Yeah, getting close, couple thousand away. So,
let's make that happen.
Yeah, so I hope, check if you want to hear about some, odd indie movies that are out there, out and about and like worth checking out. And then we talk about like other topics as well. So join me at Film Threat. And thanks again for having me on. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
Oh yeah, man. It's always a good time.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you are so close. You are
know.
so here. Hang on. Got to share the Film Threat. It's right here.
Look at the number.
There we go.
Yeah, and then I'll put the link in there. Let's get it up to 50,000.
Let's go.
Do that.
All right.
There it
Thank
is.
you. Yeah,
No
no, it's
problem.
always, like I discovered you and like years ago, you and FNT has been so great to discover all the different people that you have on that show. It's awesome. And Paul Chato, he'll correct us. Can't wait to see him on FNT coming up.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's
Be great. So thank you for that.
No, that was fire. That video needs to have 1 million views. It just needs to. A drinker shared it. I shared it. Robert Meyer Burnett shared it. I will share it again. I think Robert Meyer Burnett shared it twice, which was awesome.
Yeah, I got to share it too. It's
but,
it solidifies everything. Everything. It really is like it's creators versus corporate culture is what it really addresses it in such a great way. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Chato, there you
I
go.
love it.
Man,
My
we're gonna
pleasure.
have you
Thanks for
out.
making the
Gotta have
video,
you on the
dude.
show.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Oh, can't wait.
Yep.
But that video is insanely just nails every argument.
Perfect.
Yep.
In a succinct way. It's great.
It was like Machado's walk-off last night against the Giants. My son's really upset. Too bad, so sad. Go Padres. Ha ha. Sorry. I had to rub that in a little bit. I was like in the room going, go Padres. Because my son's a Giants fan. I'm sorry I talked to the sports ball, but I was
sports boo.
Fucking roasting him last night. So it's so great to be a dad sometimes. I don't know. So that'll be it. Yeah, please subscribe to Film Threat and call me right there. Call me Chato. And watch that video. And we will see you again on Friday Night Tights. We have John Talks and Nina Infinity coming on, and maybe somebody else. You never know. And yeah,
go watch my Ezra Miller video.
Go watch. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Plug your video. Sorry. Plug.
No, just dropped the Ezra Miller video. He's charged with felony burglary. So if you want to hear that story, go to my channel. I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. And,
I was charged with felony burglary. You want to know what happened?
That's right.
I went to jail.
Dude, you have a direct
for a fucking year.
Yeah. Why? Why was he served? I didn't add that in the video. I should have added it, but like, why was he served this summons and not directly arrested? A felony.
Like, my burglary was like technically less My first one, not second one. First one, though, was technically less, and it was a minimum 1 year in county jail. What they do is they sentence you to 364 days, so you don't have to go to prison. So if it's under a year in California, you go to the county jail, and that's where I did all the firefighting and stuff. Yeah.
But no, Ezra gets to just walk around and continue to mess
weird.
with shit.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. But you can go watch that video on my channel. Thank you very much.
Ezra Killer. I love that somebody like
not yet. Well, who knows?
Like, he might actually be the Flash, considering like how many states he's committed crimes.
Dude, he's not just states. He's across the world. He's in Iceland. He's in London.
He's Force, like, man.
Dang, dude.
He's on the Speed Force. He's on the Meth Force.
Yes, he's on something.
The Meth Force. All right. So thanks, everyone. You're all wonderful. Hail to the fellowship. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Ciao, Bella.
Nerderotic.com.